So if you are using HighLevel for your CRM, contact management, automations, pipelines, sales teams, all that good stuff, let me show you how the brand new SamCart integration is going to help you sell more stuff to more customers more often. And no better way to walk us through this than by bringing in Molly Mahoney from The Prepared Performer. Molly, a HighLevel expert and someone who knows a lot about it a lot more about it than I might. Molly, thanks for coming out.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here wearing my SamCart blue. I love SamCart. I love HighLevel. We're going to make some magic happen. I'm so grateful for the fact that you built this.
I love it. Molly is someone who has, of course, been using SamCart for a very long time. You might have seen her in other videos. And of course, Molly, you've been using HighLevel as well, and clients doing the same thing. Talk about why HighLevel? Like, why might someone who has never heard of that, right? Like, why would someone
I mean, the real big thing, well, first of all, just the humans behind HighLevel are so awesome, just like the humans behind SamCart. That's always most important to me.
Thank you, kind of.
Yes, yes. And it's just seriously so powerful because it really does everything you need for marketing, for communication with your community all in one place. So some people are like, why would you use HighLevel and SamCart? And for me, I really love the fact that SamCart has the highest converting sales pages in the universe. The order bumps, the follow-up flows, all of these kind of things in the funnels and all of that within SamCart. It's awesome because we can use that tool and then we can combine it with HighLevel to do our more personalized follow-up. There's all kinds of automations that we can do on the back end, track things through a real, true sales pipeline. And then we're able to connect that to our social. It's this whole all-encompassing, like, it really is magic. And you can cancel all kinds of other tools because we're able to bring everything together and use the combination of SamCart and HighLevel. It's really
Love
neat.
that. Absolutely love that. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys how to set up this integration. We're going to show you guys, we'll do a live test order. We can kind of see it working. And SamCart has this awesome opportunity to just pipe so much data over to HighLevel and let HighLevel do its thing. And that is where Molly's going to come in, is show us, what do we do in HighLevel? What kinds of smart things are Molly and her team doing that you guys should be doing in terms of automations and talking to people and just creating more opportunities to sell more stuff. So from the SamCart dashboard, creating integrations is always down here in the marketplace settings. Going to come down here, and then you're just going to go to the integrations tab. And you can integrate with all kinds of different tools. You'll see I already have a HighLevel integration set up right here. And then Molly, you do a lot of this kind of stuff. All we do now is set up integration rules, right? So when this happens in SamCart, do this. What kinds of integration rules are you guys setting up?
Well, we have so many integration rules that we're using with all kinds of tools. Also, if I can say that, integration rules is kind of hard to set up. Integration rules is kind of hard to say. The biggest one that we're using is this tag on a purchase. So when someone purchases, especially a low ticket offer, we have a trigger that is triggered inside HighLevel based on their purchase. And so when you go here, you just add a little tag and it will automatically add that contact and tag into HighLevel.
Absolutely. And so you guys can't see the drop down that I have on my screen, but we basically what we're doing here is we're setting up what's called a global rule. So I just basically said, anytime any product is purchased in SamCart, I want to add this tag to them inside of HighLevel, in addition to chucking in their name and email and phone and billing if addresses if you collect them, stuff like that. But there's so many other opportunities. So Molly, you could fire these rules on a global level. You could fire them on an individual product in SamCart. You could fire them when a product is purchased. You can fire them when a product is refunded. You can fire that when someone abandons their cart. You can fire that when a subscription is canceled, when a subscription charge fails. You can do all these different events. SamCart is letting you say, cool, add or remove any tags you want inside of HighLevel.
So imagine, like, with the abandoned cart, like if someone was to abandon cart and then they get a text message automatically, and then that gets put into a pipeline that a human being can come in and follow up with them and be like, hey, you forgot something. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'll create that quick rule. You can see I now have two. These are global. Most people will do this at the product level and say, when someone buys this one product, I want, have individual tags. I'm just creating a quick global rule. And then let's go ahead and test this out. I'm going to go ahead and go over to a SamCart product, and I'm just going to grab the quick express URL, which is just going to let us create a quick order here for the minute. So this is, again, what SamCart does. This is what you guys are looking at. This is Express. This is our latest, newest, technology about lightning quick orders with stored credit cards and all kinds of good stuff. You could embed this anywhere you guys want it. I just have a quick URL. So I'm going to go ahead and do a test order. But Molly, you mentioned things like our order bumps over here on the side. What are some things that you guys are doing here at SamCart checkout that like are helping you guys make more money or close more sales?
Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with two things that SamCart does here. One is having a product that is pay what it's worth to you. And so we have people like we have a product that you could pay $1 for. We've had people pay like $2.97 for that because they're so grateful for the value that we provide and they want to be able to give back. It's awesome.
That might be a record. I'm not sure I've ever heard someone go that high on the pay what you want.
I literally was like, what is happening right now?
Now we're talking. But like Molly said, order bumps are just these quick kind of like grab a Snickers on the way out of the grocery store, additional things that you can go buy. You can see we have things like stored credit card information. So like my test transaction is already stored on file and I get a 6-digit code. If any one of you guys have ever purchased anything from Link, you'll recognize the same thing. So your guys' stored credit card stuff all around the internet is waiting for you guys, which is really, really great. But I'll go ahead. Let me just pop in my my name. And then one of my favorite things, Molly, do you guys collect billing address, shipping address at all?
Most we do. And actually, we have an integration inside HighLevel that when they give us their address, we can actually send them, like for St. Patrick's Day, we sent out postcards to say, hey, you're so lucky. Go message us on Instagram. We'll give you a gift, you know?
Absolutely love that. So one thing that you'll love on some of our newest tech over here, right, is if I just start typing out the address to our office here in Austin, you have auto-completed addresses, which is just cutting down again on like the amount people need to type in, right? We have
it's stopping the friction, which is so great.
Exactly right. Yeah. So if I come down here and I'll just use, because it's this test credit card here, we'll just type in any, and you guys can go do this. We'll link to this exact checkout down below if you guys want to go check it out. Just type in 4242, 16 digits of that, any 3-digit CVC code and any future expiration date. We'll place a test order, no money, all good. But I'll go ahead and do that. Molly, what you're going to see after this, and actually let me just... There we go. Let me get out of here because I need to use a different email address anyway. That's why that wasn't working. I'll go ahead and submit this test order. And then after this, we're going to see one more really awesome benefit of SamCart is I think there's one single one-click upsell here. So Molly, talk to the people. What is a one-click upsell?
It's so cool because it means that they can just click it and then it gets added to the cart automatically. And that's one of my favorite things about SamCart is that we don't actually see the credit card information. You know, that's all stored securely, but we can add things so easily. I've told Scott, one of my favorite stories was I was in line for Splash Mountain, which no longer exists anymore. I was in line for Splash Mountain and I was able to add something to someone's cart from my phone so easily just because they said, oh, I wanted to upgrade and I didn't end up clicking it. Bloop, there you go.
And if you want to make it that easy for people to buy more stuff, that's when you make it that easy for people to buy more stuff, that's exactly what happens. And so, yeah, so someone just placed a test order. We go back over to HighLevel. This has taken maybe 90 seconds, kind of like a few times. What you'll see is you'll see a couple of contacts. If I refresh, we might have the one we just placed, but we'll see a couple of contacts stored right over here, right? And you'll see the tags that we have with those global rules. If I open up the contact, we've got as much information as we can provide. We've got name, email address. I didn't collect phone number. In this order, I didn't collect billing address, shipping address, but those things are all there. Whatever you collect at checkout is piped over to HighLevel. And like Molly said, you do really cool, awesome automations based off of the tags that get added to them. And with that, Molly, why don't we talk about that's all the integration. That's what SamCart does, right? The real magic is what you guys can do beyond that. What are some smart things that you and your team are doing when tags are added or removed inside of HighLevel?
Amazing. And I know Scott showed it on the global level. We're actually using it more on the individual product level. And the way that we're doing that is we have several different low ticket products and we have one tag that we're adding to all of those low ticket products. So I can actually screen share now if you want. And I can show you, I'm going to show you an example of the SamCart page that we're using, and then I'll be able to show you what we're doing inside HighLevel with that. So this is one of our main products that we're selling. So this is our AIFIR content. It looks all amazing, cool stuff that they get. We've got a little zombie GIF in here, right? So don't create zombie content. At the bottom, you can see, just like Scott was mentioning, you can add on these supplemental courses that help to get you even better results when they add those in there, right? The same tag is actually added to all of our little mini offers. so that they get added into a workflow. And the workflow looks like this is the workflow that we add them into. So we have a tag that's the AI super prompt. And that means to us, it means like any low ticket product. When they get added, when that tag is added, it goes into HighLevel. And then automatically after that tag is added, we create an opportunity. And so what this means is they go into our marketing qualified pipeline. So this pipeline is before a sales pipeline. It's the entry level pipeline that lets our team know, oh, someone bought a low ticket thing. That means that they're interested. So we have a 3-tiered system that we teach where we have entry level products and then we're moving them up to higher level products behind the scenes. And so when they fill this out, you can see here, they are the stage inside the pipeline, the opportunity inside the pipeline is created or updated. So this is the case, right? With this new integration that it doesn't duplicate, it actually searches for that email and it will just add the tag or create the contact, correct?
Love that. Super smart. Yep, exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
Perfect. So this is then going to look inside the pipeline and it's either going to create an opportunity or update an opportunity. And then for this pipeline, and I'll show you the pipeline in a moment, it adds them into the stage, which is buyers needs SMS automated. So we put all this information into the stage right there. So everybody on our team knows exactly what's happening. And then from here, it gives the opportunity, the contact's name, which was pulled from SamCart, right? And that contact name is here. And then we give them a lead value of $10,000 because we have a program that we're looking to move them toward that is a $10,000 program. So we could do it based on like a percentage or whatever, but I want everybody to know, hey, this is a human being. They potentially could join a $10,000 program. So that's going to show up on there. And
super good. One of the things I want to point out from what Molly's talking about too, which is just sharp strategy for any of you guys out there running any kind of service or digital product or whatever kind of business, is every single one of our brands that is an 8 or 9 figure a year seller, right? All of them follow that same basic concept, right? Make it easy for people to buy, have kind of introductory offers in many of them, and then move people up the ladder. And the more you can do that, the better you can do that with integrations and automations and things like this, right? The more success you're going to have.
Amen. 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 So good. And so this is what the pipeline that we're actually using, or sorry, the workflow that we're actually using every day looks like. When you are first creating it, it's going to be blank like this. So you'd actually click to add a trigger and you would just search tag in here, that contact tag, then you'd name that, right? So you'd name it like whatever, tag. And then you go into the filter and you add a filter in here, which is where you look for the tag name. So whatever tag you had added into SamCart, you'd search for it in the filters, which may be a little tricky at first, but once you figure that out, it works the same way every time.
Let's go. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. You want to see the pipelines?
I love it. Yeah. Show them up.
Okay. So we went back and forth about this a lot because Scott they've been like doing really amazing things behind the scenes at SamCart. And I was like, maybe I want to ask you to add the pipelines, but I think it's actually so great that all we do is have the tag, because that way, depending on what your business does, it can be completely customizable on the back end. It doesn't get too complicated on the SamCart side intentionally so that we can choose how simple or how complicated we want to make things on our side.
That. So SamCart's going to go and add or remove tags, right? And then these are the automations that you guys should be doing inside of HighLevel to decide everything else. Set pipeline statuses, right? Or update contact properties, drop them into different workflows, all that kind of stuff. Yep.
Yeah. And this is pretty basic, but I'm just going to show you what the actual pipeline looks like. So inside this pipeline, it's empty here because Casey, our team member who does this every day, finished for today. So she is doing her job. We're very proud of her.
Well done, Casey. Well done. Well done.
So anytime a new buyer comes in, they go here and an automated text gets sent out. We then have another workflow for that. So the workflow that I showed you earlier just adds them in here. Once they get added here, another workflow starts, which sends out that text message. Then that text message gets sent and they get moved to here automatically. That's another workflow we have on the back end. That's all automated. At that point, once they're in this stage, Casey comes in as a human being. Every morning, it's the first thing she does. She calls and texts anyone who has come in overnight or since she's been on, right? So anybody who comes in this afternoon, she'll be messaging them and calling them tomorrow. And then we move them through this whole funnel. So she's leaving a voicemail. You can see she's like left voicemails for people today. And then there's this whole thing. And really what we're doing here is we are making sure that they are getting access. So we're sending them text messages to get them access. And once they've confirmed that they have access, we move them forward. Now, SamCart does a really great job of making sure that people get the access information. But one thing that has been so awesome for us, having this pipeline and this follow-up process, some people log in and then they forget that they ever logged in. We 100%. Want people to go.
You're fighting human nature more than anything. Yep.
Totally. And people just so appreciate hearing from our team, and it creates a great touch point for them to be able to have that connection moment, so that when we want to invite them to something else, there's a bunch of other things that we do as a part of this conversation to move them up to other programs or invite them to a masterclass or a training. It just starts that conversation.
Personal touch. So good. Molly, if you had to sum up like 3 really critical things someone should be doing in an automated fashion in their back end, whether it's HighLevel or something else. Obviously, HighLevel can do a ton of awesome stuff and is so great as a CRM, right? I know if I had to nominate the first one, I'm going to nominate cart abandonment. I always talk about people who are not doing that versus people who are. It is wild. The numbers are absolutely nuts. Is make sure that you have rules set up and start talking to people who have abandoned their cart. They probably just have one last little question that you can answer and start closing more sales.
So what I would say also is that oftentimes, like I remember I bought something from someone and I couldn't remember her name and I couldn't remember where to go to log in. And I searched my email. I searched everywhere trying to find it until finally I got a retargeting ad from her like months later. And I commented on the ad and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I bought this thing from you. It was like a checklist on how to take photos yourself. It was such a great checklist. And I said, I would have shouted you out to the whole world, but I couldn't remember your name. And she never replied to my comment. I would send this woman so much money. I still can't remember her name right now, but I would have sent her so much money. I just have a lot going on, so I'm not going to remember. Like, don't expect that people will remember.
Automation number 2 should be new customer onboarding, right? I think what you guys are doing in the example you showed is so great, is texting new customers, calling new customers, making sure they have what they need in those first critical 24, 48 hours.
While they still remember who you are.
While they still remember who you are. I absolutely love that. So, Molly, give us a third one. If there was
The third one is actually super dope. So the third one is, yes, we agree we need to have emails and phone numbers, but also we like to create what we call a party bus and move people from one location to another. So after someone buys something from you, if you can give them some sort of bonus piece of content that is connected to a social media account when they DM you on social,
right,
magic happens. And what's really cool is that inside HighLevel, if someone DMs you on Instagram or DMs you on Facebook business page and you get them to type their email address, it will grab their email address, kind of like the magic cart abandonment, and it moves their contacts together into one conversation.
Ooh, I like that. That's cool. I like that. That's really, really cool. Yep.
So get them out of email and text message and talk to them in the places where they hang out.
That's such a critical thing. Is anything that makes it easier for you to talk to your customer to talk back. You know what I mean? Like so many times it's one-way communication, it's ads or it's email, it's stuff that people don't expect it to be two-way. And when you can delight them and surprise them in that way, I think that's really, really critical and awesome. Yeah. Absolutely love that. Molly, thank you so much for coming in and giving us your high-level expertise that we could partner with this new integration from SamCart. Super excited about it. If you guys want to check out SamCart, head over to samcart.com. You guys can get a free trial. You can check it out, set up the integration. Molly, if people want to know more about you and your team and what you're doing and follow you for expert advice in HighLevel and other things, where would you send them?
Super cool. So you can go to mollymahoney.com, mollymahoney.com, MOLLY, or on social, on Instagram, I'm The Prepared Performer. And on my personal Facebook account is where we do most of our magic. So Molly Mahoney, just search Molly Mahoney. You'll find me.
We will drop some links down below this video. By all means, go check out Molly, go check out SamCart, go check out HighLevel, and automate more important critical campaigns inside of your guys' business. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.